Hi, I'm Nikki, the Obsessive Bookseller. Welcome to my channel. Today we're on episode 6 of my Read Burn Hoard A to Z challenge. This is a spin-off of my main Read Burn Hoard series where I'm going through one whole shelf, one chapter a day throughout the entire year. I'm trying to see how far I can get into my collection. This last week I was focused on books 1 and 2 of the Shattered Sea trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, and according to my little ongoing tracker, I read 95 pages, finishing out Half a King, and I started Half a World, and at about 10% into that one. And per usual, I read 6 out of the 7 days. I really do try to read on Saturdays, but by the time I remember that I'm supposed to be doing that, the day's already gone. So I have a few different thoughts this week on Half a King than I did on my previous update. So I was saying that this is probably better than most of the YA books that I've read. And from a purely craft standpoint and character development, that's probably still true. But having finished the first book and feeling kind of the lack of it culminating into anything meaningful for me, I'm taking that back a little bit. I've read quite a few young adult books that actually had impact on the way I felt about things and like profoundly changed my reading experience. Now, they probably weren't the most technically well written, but the stories meant something to me. This one, on the other hand, I think having finished it, I feel just a little bit lackluster about it. I felt like there weren't enough moving pieces in the story, and everything at the end was interesting. There were some good twists, but it felt, I don't know, just left me wanting for some reason. So in hindsight, I'm saying for a YA, this is about a 3 or 4 star. Like, it's not the best I've read. For an adult fantasy, I honestly am of the camp that I think you should skip this one if you really love Abercrombie. You don't have to read these because I don't think it'll give you anything to latch onto. Yeah, changing my tune a little bit, I'm aware. And part of that is because 10% into Half a World, book 2, I'm finding myself a little dissatisfied with this one. Abercrombie is known for characters. Like, his characters are what sells you to his stories, and that is what I am having trouble with in this book. So Yarvi, the main character in the first book, is present here, but he's not the main POV character. And somehow, between the short time span between the end of that book and what's going on in this one, he's turned into this, like, philosophical, self-righteous ass. No nicer way to put that. He is just not a very likable character at all. He's treating the POV characters awfully, and I'm not enjoying reading about him. It seems like a completely different character, and I don't know why he's suddenly up on this high horse and not the humble young boy from the first book. So right there, I'm not liking it. But the POVs, the 2 that we're following, are actually quite cool. There's one named Thorn. She's this warrior girl, but it's in a society where girls don't become warriors, and so she's got, like, the world stacked against her right from the start, but she's really adept with her talent. I love that trope. I'll take it. So I'm liking that. I'm going to continue reading just to see what goes on with her story and where things end up. But yeah, kind of a weird 180 on my opinions, and I think just having experienced more in the series is kind of leaning me more towards, I might suggest passing on these. I mean, they're entertaining. If you're in the mood for just something lightly entertaining, lightly being the key word, you might actually like them. That kind of sums it up this week. I already organized last week, and I don't really have anything else to mess around with in my collection at the moment. I thought about rearranging my young adult section and turning it into one of those rainbow walls because I think it would be kind of cool, but I'm kind of too OCD to actually commit to putting things out of that much order. Like, everything is in there alphabetical, by author's last name, and doing anything different would probably bother me. Anyway, let's go look at the shelf. I'm sure it's starting to look familiar at this point, but yay, one more book gone because I finished reading it. Add that to my read section, and we are continuing our journey through this. I'm definitely continuing this challenge throughout the year. It's my personal goal to get through the entire thing by the end of the year. We'll see how it goes, and maybe if I'm lucky, to continue on to this second shelf here and get through all these books too, but we'll see. One thing at a time. Half a World this week. Thanks so much for joining me this week, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye.